hasn't had good days, bad days. He was tired. He's tired both sessions in the afternoon. His morning sessions are probably his best. He's awake, he's fresh.
I think the reason that these went up so much is mainly because they taught us active ignoring. When he cries to do something, just ignore it, totally ignore it. And he'll learn what, gets him what he wants.
Because crying was his main means of communication.
It's been kind of hard for me, when he cries, not to pick him up, but you just ignore it, and eventually he'll look at you or he'll do something, so.
Instead of shotgunning him with, do you want food, do you want drink, do you want this, do you want that? Now he has to communicate in another fashion other than crying what he wants to point. That's why we're working on pointing.
Those first sessions were kind of tearful to us because not only was Amanda requiring specific things of him, but she was following through, and
I wanted to pick him up.
we just wanted, that's what we do. We all do it. When Connor cries and he's so cuddly, we want to pick him up and hold him. And for a split second, I thought, oh my
I wanted to
God.
break in that room.
My baby cry. But then when you see the results, and it was so almost instantaneous. I mean, within a day, we began to see improvement. And you realize that not only was she pushing Connor out of his comfort zone, she was pushing him out of our comfort zone. Because we don't like to hear babies cry. And we really had to repress that. I know Sandy and I were, and it's so our instinct, and we're all that way with him. So it's really hard to just instinctively give him what he wants and for him not cry. It's really hard, but it's so in his best interest. And when you see that, it's so rewarding, and now we really like her.
We're glad you changed your mind.
It's just for like a fraction.
I don't blame you. It'd be really hard to see that,
No, I'm just joking. I never did.
It's hard to see, but it's just like anything else. You take your kid.
You're consistent.
If you take your kid to the dentist, he's going to go through pain. If he breaks his leg, he's going to have surgery. It's for his benefit, and you know that. So, and seeing the results is huge. It's just like anything else. If your kids do anything, you draw a picture, you're excited because of the outcome. If they were crying because they were drawing a picture, you're upset. But it's always that outcome is what's great, and it's what's best for him, and what's going to help him maybe have somewhat or even a normal lifestyle. So
It's going to show you, I think these are called behavioral contracts. Is that right?
It's similar to one. It's there's more of a visual, but it's kind of a contract.
I'm going to start using this with Tucker and Connor. Telling him first, you have to sign your drink before you get your drink. I'm going to do that with Tucker. So first, you have to eat your food before you get outside or whatever. I'm going to be making a lot of these happen everywhere. So,
Didn't you say that signing is a stimulus to speech?
It can be. It just, he's learning some form of communication. If you keep pairing a drink with this, when he, starts speaking, it'll be easier. There have been studies too where kids who have used pets actually started emitting spontaneous vocalizations. And we've even seen that a little bit with Connor. There are times where it's unmistakable what he's saying. He said all done that day when he said bubbles a couple of times. And it's cool to see that he's picking that up.
I also have a few of these 10 things every child with autism wishes you knew. If anybody wants.
get you some tissues out and read these.
I have 3 of them. I emailed them before too.
Yeah, these really bring it home how they are different, but they are so normal and just like you and I, and that they just need things done differently to make it work out for them. That's a lot of that Fast City video too. He talks about that. He talks about fairness, what fair really means. Fair to us means if Sandy gets a green piece of paper, then I should get a green piece of paper. That's fair. But he said fairness, if you really look it up, it's we get what we need. Connor needs more attention. Connor needs special treatment. That doesn't mean that Tucker gets 20 minutes with mommy, or Connor gets 20 minutes with mommy, so Tucker gets 20 minutes with mommy. Tucker gets what he needs. Connor gets what he needs. That's what's being fair. He brought that up, and he was talking about a school setting where child in, your child has trouble copying things off the board, and you say, will you make a separate copy for them and hand it to them, or will you have the kid next to them use carbon copy, and they'll have an instant set of things, and they can just hand it to them, no big deal, it's under the table, and they say, no, it's not fair. He said that's one thing he won't accept, is not fair from the teacher. That, he'll accept, I don't like the person, he gave like 5 other things that he would accept, that he would discuss, he said, but he said he wouldn't accept that wasn't fair, because it doesn't matter, the other kids didn't need it, she did need it. That was the main point, that's what she needed, they didn't need it. So that was big for me, I think, for Sandy too, that, that kind of gets you at ease for spending so much time with Connor and working with him, and not feeling bad for Tucker as long as he's getting what he needs, whatever that may be. So that was huge for me, because that was one of the concerns is, Tucker getting jealous of Connor. So I just thought that was a very good point that he brought up, which she's going to get that video for me, or we're going to have to buy it on the too. But I'd like everybody to watch it if they want to. The next thing is the goals and strategies that why we picked, and then we got where's it? You guys all got a copy of this, this is our refined goals. These are our goals for Connor for the next few months, and then we will reevaluate the situation and see what he is mastered and move on. And that's the thing, we gotta always stay a step ahead of him, per se, to make sure that he's progressing. We don't want to just level out and he's doing eye contact and that's all we're doing. We want him to go past pointing at everything and using words if he can use words. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're real simple, they're real explained out. That was one of the things that these goals are very, if any of you girls read these goals, you know exactly what's expected of him and what to use like the first one there, use highly reinforcing items, which are toys, food, use physical prompts, and fade as necessary. So like the eye contact, at first it was holding the bubbles in his face by our face saying, look at me, Connor. Now we just hold the bubbles by our face, or you just hold them down here now.
Look at me.
Yeah, and the idea is to fade those out so he doesn't always have to be prompt to do every little thing. And that goes with any task that he has to do. We always want to fade those out. And then use that behavior specific praise, which is good looking. I like the way you pointed at that. I like the way you're sitting in your chair. That way he understands exactly what's expected and that what he's doing is right.
And somewhere in here, we had a page that has 100 ways to say good job.
Yeah, that was really good.
Because you run out of
That
what to
gets
say.
monotonous. But like the first one, Connor will indicate his desire for an item by reaching or pointing to a desired item, rather than pushing the undesired item. Like you guys saw in the video what she did her session. If you give him options of 2 things and he doesn't want one, he will grab at it like he wants it, but he throws it in the floor. So we're trying to work on that.
Reverse that.
And Amanda brought up a little trick that we can do to kind of encourage the grabbing of the right one is hold it a little closer if you know he's going to go for it. You kind of know what he's going to go for anyway. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes he throws a curveball, but that was just a little trick to try to help that out. That way he does point at the right thing, so it's not confusing because nobody points at the wrong thing that they don't want. And then when shown 2 different items, 4 out of 5 opportunities. So, if you guys have an opportunity to work with him in a session, which you will if you want to, you know exactly what's expected. That way everyone is doing the same thing. And he doesn't get confused. We do something for a week and then he goes and stays with you guys and you guys don't do it. He's going to know that maybe not that he doesn't have to do it at home, but he's going to know he doesn't have to do it at your house, so he's kind of regressing a little bit there. So that's why it's great that everybody can come up and we got all this information we'll have at home and everything, so everybody can be on the same page and
you also maybe touch on like the highlights, so looking, playing, that kind of thing.
I would like to just, I think I explained this earlier, Nicole, but it helped me to understand all this when, the methods, because, when they explain to us, because we take behavior for granted, you know, we don't sit around and analyze behavior. But, what they did is they broke behavior down into its most elemental parts and helped us to see how that counter does not process information in the brain. And so, like, you know, we teach Tucker or Layla to repeat, you know, ABCs or numbers and everything. Well, we're just gonna have to back up 10 steps and teach Connor just the fundamentals of speech, like sounds, just sound, the concept of making sounds in relation to people or objects or whatever, which is communication. It's the
example.
yeah, the cookie example, the first, you know, it's like he's 9 months old, 8 or 9 months old in his verbal skills, you know, so that they actually assessed him like at 7 months. Around 7 months they assessed him at. So if you think of it like that, it helps to make the process seem more purposeful, because you realize that you're teaching him things that you wouldn't normally have to teach anybody else. Like you said, it doesn't mean he's not smart, because he's super smart. But it's the process of it. And once I understood that, you know, it just all fell into place for me about why we have to take his hand and move his hand, or why we have to, you know, literally, you know, look at me, Connor, look at me, and make those connections for him, because he can't do it on his own yet. But once he does, you know, it's a step forward, and we're building a foundation for what comes naturally to all of us. We're putting the blocks in place for him to have normal speech, hopefully, and communication. Like the peanut thing with Nathaniel, you know, following Nathaniel's gaze.
That's why these refined goals are so, they seem really simple and basic, but
We wanted to look at us whenever we call his name. We wanted to learn how to use a fork.